Hello, my friends. I'm Pete Torre, of course, the host and creator of the Pete Torre Show, and welcome to episode 12. Before we move on, I want to thank my sponsors, Jackson West Medical Center, Best Practices Title, and Clutch Burger. On every show, it's all about the same thing. It's to inform, educate, and inspire you to grow, take your business and career to that next level, and enhance the lives of yourself and your families. Today's guests include Palmetto Bay Mayor Karen Cunningham and Andy Rodriguez, founder and president of South Florida Professionals. My first guest, Mayor Karen Cunningham, is a dedicated educator, community advocate, leading a vibrant, up-and-coming community, Palmetto Bay. Let's have a chat with Karen Cunningham. All right, let me welcome to the Pete Torre Show, Mayor Karen Cunningham from the village of Palmetto Bay. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing fantastic. Thank you so much for taking time. And I know it's a very, very busy schedule to oversee a growing community, and congratulations for everything going on there. And I also want to take a moment here to congratulate you as the elected official of the year.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
That
pretty
is super cool. That's from the American Society for Public Administration, otherwise known as ASPA, and that is the South Florida chapter. So I'm sure that this happened because you're doing phenomenal work in Palmetto Bay, and you're dedicated and you're focused. So how does it feel, and to really reinforce what you've been doing for the last couple of years now?
Well, thanks, Pete, and thanks for offering to have me on your show. I really appreciate it. It feels great, but more importantly, I think the recognition is about the residents and our beautiful village here. Obviously, like most elected officials, you take a lot of heat and you don't get in it for the glory and the fame. It's really just to make some kind of change within the community. And I think really see that happening, especially over the last 6 or 7 months.
Yeah, and obviously no one counted with a situation called COVID, and that's something that, as any elected official, and it's just in our backyard in Miami-Dade County, and the things and the decisions that had to be made for the good of the residents and the businesses. A lot of decisions that were not easy, but you had to do the right thing. And at the end of the day, you will be, when people look back at your time with Palmetto Bay, they're going to look at the decisions you made along the way that really was for the well-being of everybody.
Sure. And I think it's really taught us a lot. This whole COVID process, last 15, 16 months, it's helped us to shift a little bit, maybe refocus on some of the things that are more important in the community. You mentioned health, wellness, and safety. Obviously, public safety is a number one priority for practically every resident. Every time we do a survey, public safety comes in as number one. So we kind of shifted, but it also kind of helped us to up our game because look at what we're doing right now, right? Being able to engage. And let me tell you, Palmetto Bay has a very, very engaged resident base on every issue. So being able to engage our residents on very important issues, be able to have them tune into meetings virtually. We were one of the first cities that pivoted and had our first meeting virtually, not without its little hiccups.
But of course,
but we were one of the first of the 34 municipalities to host our village council meetings virtually using one of many softwares.
Absolutely. Zoom has become like the Formica of today, right? Everything, the counters are not all Formica counters, but that's kind of like the generic term. So Zoom, we know what it means, but there's different platforms, go-to meetings and such like that.
Sure.
Leading up to becoming the mayor of Palmetto Bay, you were very involved. I know you sat on the city council for a while, and you introduced a ton of initiatives that again have made a significant difference for Palmetto, whether it was for local businesses, You have an incredibly extensive education background. I mean, that's your DNA. Uh, and not only that, the just enhancing the parks and what that makes it very, very, it brings the families together at the end of the day. And I know Palmetto Bay, very family oriented. It's the residents are beautiful out there. So you've done a lot leading into your term as your 2 years plus as mayor. Um, what was your inspiration to do that? What drove you to do that kind of work and introduce all those new initiatives?
So I always have to give a little credit to the place, the organization that I'm concluding my work with right now, which is United Teachers of Dade.
Hmm.
It's the teachers union. I know in some circles that's a bad word, but they do really amazing work. I've served under 3 presidents there as a teacher on special assignment. So our contract has a provision where a certain number of teachers can be released to do union work. And I really think that they gave me the base or the foundation on the bigger picture, because I taught first grade, and you can probably tell that. But actually, if you could see behind me, I have lollipops and pencils. But you can't, you can take a teacher out of the classroom, but you can't take the teacher
Oh no! Oh
out
no!
of the person. So
Oh no!
yeah, so I think that really kind of created a base, because when you're teaching in a classroom, your sole focus every single day is focused on those little people, and you really don't understand the impact of politics on the classroom, right? Working environment and the children's learning environment. So I decided in 2012 to run for council. Largely in part because I was talking with residents, and some of the residents, they were talking about the things that impact them. And I can tell you, after serving for 6+ years and being involved in Palmetto Bay since about 2012, but I've lived here almost forever and a day. The things that people talk about, their quality of life, and I know we talked about public safety, but it's literally, I'm looking out the window, it's literally what's happening on their street. That is the impact. And so I was talking with neighbors at a block party, and they were talking about the things that were impacting our street. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to go to a couple of council meetings because I want to hear how the council is addressing these issues. I listened, went to about 5 or 6 meetings, and I didn't hear them talking about the issues that my neighbors were talking about. So I was complaining about it, and my daughter said, you're always talking about be the change, be the change.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Why don't you go be the change? Why don't you run for council? I think she kind of did it tongue in cheek, not thinking I would. And I was like, wow, what a great idea. So I ran for council. I love to tell the story to the little people. I got into the election 16 weeks out from election day. I worked really hard. I knocked on doors. Election day came. What do you think happened? And they all said, you won. And I said, I lost. And so that really was a defining moment for me. I talked to a lot of people. Why didn't you vote for me? And, the conversation was, you looked like you might do a good job. We liked your resume, but we haven't seen you present in the community. So I spent the next 2 years really doing a deep dive into Palmetto Bay. I have brought the education component. I served on the Education Advisory Board. I got elected in 2014. And I guess the rest is history, good, bad, or indifferent.
Here we are today.
Yeah.
For the benefit of the viewers, in a couple of minutes, give me an overview of what Palmetto Bay is all about.
That's a great question, and probably one I didn't need to research. So
That's okay.
I can really
You
sum
live
it
it
up
every day, all right?
I know. I was going to say I can really sum it up in one sentence. Actually, maybe 2 cliches almost, if you will. But the first is it's a great place to live, work, learn, and play. I say that, and I know a lot of cities say we're a great place to live and work or learn, and I should add pray to that too, because we have significant number of places of worship. But we just opened a business owner just opened the 15th place of education in Palmetto Bay. So we have a lot of schools. We are the village of parks, so we have a lot of parks and a lot of recreational activities. In the last month, this is just April, up to May 3rd, there were 14 new business licenses pulled in applications, and new businesses opened here in the village. Really good sign, especially during these
Yes.
times. And so that's hence the live, work, learn, and play. It's just really an awesome community. And I think you're going to find out
Yeah,
how cool it
well, I
is.
have landed. I have landed in Palmetto Bay as of a
Awesome.
little bit over a week ago. So I'm in there, and it's just it's like it's so peaceful, and it's a very just tranquil part of Miami. And obviously, you have Old Cutler Road just down the street, and I think it's the most beautiful street and road in Miami-Dade County.
Yeah.
Population, what is about? Is it 12,000? Is that the number?
25. So
20,
we are actually, I
25.
know everyone, we're a village, but we are a mid-size municipality
25,000. That is
and largely over 92% residential, which is
right.
another, these are things we're dealing with right now, right? I mean, it's always been largely residential, but how do you maintain that revenue component when
Yes.
you are largely residential? Almost all of our taxes are ad valorem.
Yeah, they really are. So what is the future for businesses in Palmetto Bay? What do you have any do you have objectives in terms of growing the business community?
So yeah, that's a really good question. So we are, I like to think to some degree we're a city in transition,
Sure,
right?
sure.
Actually, probably every municipality in Miami-Dade County would say they're a city in transition, especially post-COVID. But during COVID, we found a way to make to help keep our businesses open. We are largely mom and pop businesses. So you're not going to see,
Right.
as you're traveling around as a new resident, you're not going to see a lot of these big businesses, although there are some, but you're going to see fewer of those. And, areas where there are along the commercial corridor and over off of 168 in the B zoning
Yep.
area, where these are small mom and pop businesses. We did a lot of work during the pandemic with our code enforcement, and I really kind of shift that to less of the compliance and more of the how can we help
Yes.
to keep these businesses open. So helping them understand the rules, and now as we start to shift, helping them understand the new rules and protocol. We have a downtown area as you're traveling about in Palmetto Bay, 168 to 184 on the commercial corridor on the transitway is considered our downtown area.
Okay.
It is an area in transition, right? You're going to look at some areas and say, wow, these are some pretty old establishments. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain as the area grows. Again, COVID changed a lot of things. That's why I was so excited to tell you about the 14 new businesses that have opened in the community in the last month, because, there's not a lot of retail's
Sure.
suffering a little bit right now.
Sure. Absolutely.
So
They're having trouble hiring. That's
yeah,
across the
well,
board.
that's true too. Hopefully that's going to change in the
Sure.
very near future
Absolutely.
as people need to go out and find employment. So, but I think we have a brand new manager. I keep saying that, but he's like 7 months old now, so he's not as brand new anymore. He's joining us from Nevada, Carson City, Nevada. He has extensive background in finance. He's working very closely with our local businesses. He has some really good ideas on how to attract new businesses. And then, of course, for me, having grown up here, keeping these, longtime businesses here, calling Palmetto Bay home, is also equally important.
Well, I look forward to meeting him at some point in the near future and
Absolutely.
looking at what's going on and see what we can do to help that movement, that growth in business. To wrap it up, the area where Palmetto Bay covers, is it from, correct me if I'm wrong, 136 South to 184th
That's
US
correct.
1 to Oak Cutler, maybe a little bit further west,
That's right.
east of there,
That's
give or
right.
take? And that's amazing. You said 25,000 residents. Is that
In
correct?
8 square miles. Yeah,
Wow.
it's just
Wow.
8 square miles. So a lot happens here in
That
Palmetto
really,
Bay
really
in eight
does.
square miles.
Mayor Cunningham, thank you so much for being with
Thank
us
you.
today. This has been a very enlightening conversation. Nothing but up and up for Palmetto Bay. There's a lot of unity there from what I've seen. and you're leading the charge. And anything that we can do to support and help you, please let us know. And let's be part of the growth. Let's be part of the solution for Palmetto Bay.
Great point, and I appreciate that. And I'll look forward to getting you involved, because there's a lot of ways that people can be involved here in the village.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, and congratulations once again for your recognition.
Thank you. Thanks, Pete.
All right.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care of yourself. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much to Mayor Cunningham of Palmetto Bay. And now, my second guest, Andy Rodriguez. He is a networking innovator who is helping to reshape how small businesses are growing their businesses. Let's hear from Andy. And here we have the one and only Andy Rodriguez, who's shaking up the business market in South Florida. What's going on, brother?
Good morning, Pete. Pete, man, things couldn't be better. Beautiful South Florida day. Everything is opening up and businesses are connecting. And wow, dude, just exciting times. Absolutely exciting times.
You're one of my first guests when we relaunched this show. I think you were on the second or third show. And thank you so much for being part of that relaunch of everything we're doing here. And thanks to you and so many things are really taking off beyond what we could have ever imagined. And the same thing is going on with you, man. It's, we had a great conversation last time, gave the viewers a background on South Florida professionals. What's new and exciting, and give us an update.
Well, basically, Peter, we're a conduit, man. We're a conduit. We build South Florida professionals, as we discussed, as a platform, leveraging technology and social media to connect business. And we're a connector. People now ask me, Andy, what is it you do again? Because I know you're in the world of online marketing. I'm like, yeah, we do online marketing, but today I'm in the people business. Mm-hmm. And basically it's connecting people that can do business with each other, that can build each other up, and to make this world a much better place, specifically in our area of South Florida. The latest news, Pete, is that we planned a conference in Key West called Professionals in Paradise.
Oh my God, I just love that, man. I mean, it's like, is it like for a month?
No. Not the first one. It's actually August 20th.
No, I know. I said a month. We can stay there for 30 days. We can do a lot of networking in 30 days.
Listen, I'm planning to move my office there. Okay.
Gotcha.
No, I'm kidding. But we opened this up on May, and we had a block of 30 rooms. And Pete, it's sold out. The conference is sold out. We're bringing 60 professionals down to Key West, Paradise, USA, staying in the beautiful Opal Key Resort. And we're having multiple events. One of the most notable, Pete, is dinner Saturday night at the one and only historical Hemingway House.
Oh my God. I mean, okay, who made that connection? Did you have it? Did you know somebody that knew somebody? How did you pull that together?
So South Florida Professionals is growing. We have extended network in the Florida Keys, and actually the owners of the Hemingway House have heard about Professionals in Paradise, and they offered their venue. Oh. And it's gonna be epic, Pete. The buzz in Key West is already alive. We're doing our best to try.
No pun intended, right?
We're doing our best to try and get some extra blocks of room, and we have a waiting list that's going to be going up there. But this sold out in just over 3 weeks.
Jesus, man. Well, that tells you that people are hungry. They are hungry to network, hungry to get away. Help me to go, hungry to go into an environment where they can be, rejuvenized again. And I can just see, man, you're going to have a dynamic environment from the beginning. I think the main reason is what you're doing and the people that are going there. But just the fact that resort, that location, everything about it is perfect, man. Very, very good idea, my friend.
It's going to be a great event, Peter. On Friday night, August 20th, we're all having a networking at the sunset deck of the Opal, overlooking the beautiful South Florida sunset. Full premium, open bar, past hors d'oeuvres. On Saturday is island time. People can go boating, can go fishing, they can do whatever they want. On Saturday night, as we spoke, at the Hemingway House, folks. The Hemingway House, a catered dinner, private dinner among music. I mean, it's just going to be spectacular. And then on Sunday, Pete, on Sunday morning is when we really get down to business, and we have a full track on topics such as digital marketing, search engine optimization, phone videography, editing, you name it. It's going to be a fantastic weekend. Like I said, it is sold out as of today, but we're going to open up a waiting list if and when we get some extra rooms at the resort. It's going to be available again.
Now, once again, a couple things. The name of the resort is
the Opal Key Resort.
Okay,
in
the
Key
Opal
West.
Opal Key Resort. It's in Key West, not in the Keys, but Key West.
It's in Key West. The Opal Key is the premier property. They're a member of South Florida Professionals. And when we were talking about this event, they opened their doors to us and said, "We want your business professionals here with us."
Fantastic, man! Congratulations on setting that up. I think it's going to be fantastic. I mean, you got success written all over it, and get ready, man, because. And I'm making a prediction. You guys are like here at this point. You're gonna go. It's out of the screen here in my hands. You can't see my hands right now. I'm out of the screen. That high, and you don't even know how high that is there. Okay,
Pete, we've really been blessed, my friend, and the reason that we are blessed is so that we can be a blessing to others, and that's what's happening in the group. People are doing business with each other. They're developing relationships with people that they would have never ever met. Yep. Our group is now extended into Orlando, so we have members in Orlando all the way down to Key West that are calling each other friends.
I wanted to focus on that right there. Something you said a minute or two ago. Build each other up. Okay, you and I know what that means, but what does that mean from in terms of everybody? Build each other up. What is it you do to build each other up?
Pete, it's very simple, and again, I apologize for being late to this interview, but it was because we had our meeting in the morning with what we're calling our mastermind group, and these are South Florida professional members, business owners that have really blended in together, and we have this group called the mastermind, and basically we build each other up. We don't talk about our businesses, but we talk about everyday things in life on how to solve problems, whatever each other business member is going through. We all know the members there. We know the insurance guy, the real estate. We know what everybody does. So this is not a sales pitch type meeting. This is a meeting to talk about issues that's happening in our community, issues that are happening in our personal lives, because these business owners that 8-9 months ago were strangers now are friends. Yes. And we're all on this rock together, my friend. We don't live in a vacuum. And we got to build up each other.
For years now, a lot of business organizations, chambers, associations, whatever they might be, get real caught up and have been getting real caught up through the years on what it is that you do, and tell me about your services, and what's a good prospect for you, who can I connect you with? But what a lot of people forget is behind that, there are human beings. There are people that experience life, that go through things, that go through a roller coaster every day. And I think that is kind of like the forgotten aspect of the business world, is what's going on inside that person there. Because many, many times that you and I know very well, the life of an entrepreneur, of a business owner, is a very lonely life.
Absolutely.
Okay, because you're going through everything. You're wearing the multiple hats that you wear. Some of the hats you wear, you have no idea even how to put that hat on, because it's just something that's not connected with you. And we lose so many good people that leave that world of entrepreneurship because they believe that what they're going through is unique. They can't handle it. They get stressed out. They feel that there's no support and that there's no help out there. Even they'll hire employees, but those employees most of the time have the mind of an employee. They do not understand what that business owner, that entrepreneur goes through. I mean, we saw it as plain as a beautiful sunny day in South Florida through the pandemic. Okay, the
Absolutely.
stress that business owners had. Number one, their business. They couldn't sell, they couldn't serve customers, whatever. But then they had to lay off employees that were kind of like part of the family. And when they did that, then their employees' families got affected. And then the pressure. I mean, it's incredible. And I don't think enough time has been taken to address that, because that's what makes you real as an organization. And I'm so glad that you guys are doing that, because that is an area that it's like a lot of people don't want to talk about it. They don't
Right.
want to get caught up in drama. But it's that old saying: so many people live the lives of quiet desperation, and they
Pete,
want help and they don't know how to seek it.
Pete, I get phone calls and I get emails about companies that say, hey, I see your Zooms, I see your website. How do I advertise? How do I get myself into to advertise? And the first thing I tell them is we don't advertise. This isn't an advertising network. This isn't a magazine. Well, of course you are. I see all these businesses there. They're advertising. I said, no, they're not advertising. We're building relationships with people. It's about the people. It's not about the product you sell. If tomorrow you sold a refrigerator or you sold barbecue, if I like you and I trust you and I know you, I'm going to do business with you. It's about the people. And there's people in our organizations. There's a member of organization. He's expanding his business. He was looking for a location, a warehouse location. Another member that rents warehouses put him in contact with the owner of that warehouse building. Bam, the deal was made. That wasn't about her services or his services. It's about people. It's about working with people, understanding their needs. And Peter, you're absolutely right when you talked about COVID. South Florida, like the rest of the world, but South Florida got hit hard, very hard. And those that have survived with the help of others, the support of the South Florida community. And that's what South Florida Professionals is, a group of business owners working together to continue to move forward, having survived the COVID pandemic. Peter, the future is bright, my friend.
It really is bright, and that's an understatement, buddy. So, are you thinking about South Georgia professionals, South Alabama professionals, South Texas? Have you given that some thought, my brother?
We have not. We started in Miami, and then it grew to Palm Beach. And now the word has gotten out. We have a bunch of members in the Orlando area. So I think we have our hands full right now.
Yeah.
Our network has over 225 business owners on it that they're consistently talking and working with each other and referring business. And this is it, man. I mean, South Florida Professionals is developing into its own entity, Pete. And together with the members, we're doing his work. And there's some people out there that are going to understand what that means. But our task is to do his work and to bring people together.
Man, I that's hard to follow up. It truly is. It truly is, because you're coming from the right place. And I shared on a previous broadcast last week, and it's on my YouTube channel. It's episode 11. And I shared 2 minutes about the need to lead. And, the old adage is, you've heard this a million times, for years, there's far too many chiefs and not enough Indians. I think the reverse is happening today. There's far too many Indians and not enough chiefs. And not just chiefs in terms of leaders, but real leaders, people that are doing it for the right reasons, with the right intent, and folks that have non-negotiable core values. And what you're doing, my friend, is exactly that. You have non-negotiable core values that drive you, and you could see it in the success that you've had to this point with South Florida Professionals. And people see it. It's like a magnet, man. You are not just attracting people, you are attracting the right people. And that's really what it's all about. You can have a room full of 1,000 people and say, wow, what a filled up room. But probably 20% of that room or less is the types of people you want to network and create relationships. Or you can have a room with 100 people and almost all of them are on the same on the same wavelength, on the same page, doing things for the right reason. And it appears to me, and I'm sure everyone that's involved, that's exactly what's going on.
And Pete, we just had that conversation this morning where we talked about we don't want 5,000 members. We don't want 5,000 South Florida business owners. We don't. We want the right 5,000 members. And you know, I thank you, Pete, for your kind words, but I think that we're both on the same page. I've known you for a long time, and man, I'm doing his work, man. That's it. I'm a tool. I am a tool, and he's blessed me with certain talents in the world of technology and you know, certain gifts that I have been given, and I just use that. I just use that to bring people together.
Buddy, that is so profound. It really is. And I'm with you on that, man. You know, whatever I'm doing, whatever I say, whatever I speak, it's not me, man. And if it sounds good, trust me, this is a spirit talking through me here. And that's
Amen,
what guides you, buddy. And
Amen.
Yeah, congratulations, man. So August 20th to the 22nd, is that correct?
August 20th through 22nd, Professionals in Paradise. There is a waiting list being formed. You can check out southfloridaprofessionals.com. More information there. Pete, if you want to go, I will build a room for you to join us in Key West. If there's none available, you can stay in my room.
We'll talk about that sidebar, buddy. Trust me on that one. All right, man. Listen. Congratulations. We'll hook up again in about a month and get more updates on what's going on as you're getting closer to the big conference there. And thank you so much, man. Thank you for being with us here once again on this show.
Pete, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for the venue and the conduit to get the message out. South Florida Professionals, folks, we're all in this together.
We really are. Take care, my brother. God bless you, man.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. A big thanks to Andy Rodriguez. Amazing work he's doing to grow this incredible organization. I want to thank you, my viewers, who are with us on every single episode. You are why we're doing this. You're writing to us, you're giving us your feedback and your comments. Keep them coming. Get them on my YouTube channel, Pete De La Torre. Make sure to follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. I'm going to leave you with this as I do every single episode so that you can go out there, have some energy, and have some hope to make really good things happen for yourself. Have a vision for tomorrow. Dream the big dreams, yet keep an eye on today, because what you do today is going to set you up for that dream that you have in the very near future. Take care of yourselves, and God bless.